Welcome to Middle Grade Book Adventures, where every month, here at the Kingston Library, we preview a new middle grade novel that we think you might enjoy. This month we're going to be looking at The Visitors by Greg Howard. It's the story of Hollow Pines Plantation, where you're more likely to meet lost souls than living ones, including the narrator, who's a 12-year-old ghost living in Hollow Pines. We're going to reach Chapter 1. If you ever find yourself at Hollow Pines Plantation, the first thing you'll notice is how quiet it is. No birds singing, no crickets chirping, no frogs croaking. It's likely they were all scared off by something invisible. Invisible but everywhere. Kind of like God, but also not like God at all. It's not a peaceful kind of quiet either. It's more like an everything here is dead kind of quiet. Every once in a while, though, we get visitors. They can make a ton of racket, and they usually end up being real sorry for it. Hollow Pines doesn't like being disturbed. Hollow Pines likes the quiet. And Hollow Pines always gets what it wants. I should know. It wanted me. I used to be one of those noisy visitors, back when I lived just down the road a ways. I would sometimes ride my bike to the deserted plantation. I thought it was a pretty cool place back then. It was like having my own huge secret hideout. There's a sign at the turnoff on the highway, crooked, dingy, and rusted, like it doesn't want to be spotted too easily. Hollow Pines, established 1718. Once you turn at the Hollow Pines sign, you'd go down a dark mile-long dirt road that snakes through a forest of soaring pine trees so tall they look like they're racing one another up to heaven. Pine trees grow like weeds around here, and that's why a lot of folks in Georgetown County work at the paper mill. My daddy, my uncle, and my granddaddy, they all work there. Daddy probably thought I'd grow up to work there too, but I had other plans. I wanted to be a TV news anchor, like Mr. Walter Cronkite. It's a real job. But, like Grandma sometimes said, that's neither here nor yonder now. At the end of Hollow Pines Road, two crumbling stone columns, at least 3 times as tall as I am, stand guard on either side of the road, with huge old oil lanterns mounted on them. Vines choke the lanterns, and bright green moss has near about swallowed the stone columns whole. I always wondered what the gates of hell look like until I saw what's left of Hollow Pines Plantation gates for the first time. Not really come on in and sit a spell looking so much as come on in because this is your last stop forever looking. Just beyond that, you'll find Live Oak Lane, a long, straight, short, sandy driveway of sorts that runs all the way up to the manor house. It's lined with rows of massive live oaks on either side, which I reckon is how it got its name. Spanish moss dips from the sprawling branches like fat clusters of dried up silly string draping the road, looking a little creepy and kind of beautiful all at the same time. I always thought live oak was a funny name for the trees. Aren't all trees live somethings? I mean, we don't go around saying live magnolias or live maples, but I guess in a place like Hollow Pines, it's best to call out the living things whenever you can. Things never change much for lost souls at Hollow Pines, but when visitors his age come, the ghost telling this story thinks that they seem to understand more than the others. He is hopeful, but can they really help him finally move on? You'll have to read The Visitors to find out. It's available here at the Kingston Library. And if it sounds interesting, here are some other books that you might also enjoy. And remember to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next middle grade book adventures.